the frown, sword and gun day. Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. You could be sitting, taking lunch, the news will hit you like a punch. It's only Tuesday. You never thought we'd go to war after all the things we saw. It's April Fool's Day. Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. You'll go running underground, you'll be listening for the sound. It's only Wednesday. Your shelter dimly lit, take some wool and learn to knit, 'cause it's a long day. Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. You hear a whistling overhead. Are you alive or are you dead? It's only Thursday. You feel the shaking of the ground. A million candles burn around. Is it your birthday? Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. Oh, that shit is yellow, but it ain't safe to let go. It's only Friday. As you come out to the light, and your light is all the night, it must be doomsday. Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. Ain't it funny how we think the days are gone, they are mixed, it's only Saturday. I think tomorrow's come, I think it's too late. I think tomorrow's come, I think it's too late. Think tomorrow's come, I think it's too late.
early in the morning. Whichever one. Right. Early as shit. Wake and bake, motherfuckers. 7 days of the week. I think tomorrow's here. Every
Oh, how worried, Doctor, should we be? Scalpel. More now on the breaking news.
How worried should we be, Doctor? What the fuck? Let's check out the chat room. What's going on? Alejandro, the ganja shaman, is up in the house. Little Freedom, Angel's Army. Good morning, everybody. It is 28 minutes past the 4:20 hour. And here we are this morning. And we're going to look at some optical delusions. Or illusions. I'm not sure. Either one. But let's go see what's going on over here. On a different frequency and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to do some weed reviews. As you can see right there. That juicy bud right there. So, here in a minute, we're going to do that. But first, we're going to look at some news. And we'll go back and forth. Just a laid back 420 TV wake and bake session. Look at that. Well, you just look at it. Anyway, let me check out the controls here. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Let's zoom back a little bit and check this bud out. This bud is called Glasswork. Glassworks? Yeah, that's right. It says it only has a THC level of 17.86 to 25 point something something. But as you can see, this particular bud has quite a few of those little weird little things on there. Let's zoom in to get a better picture. Whoa. Will you look at it? Right there. Anyway, we'll take this more serious in a minute, and I'll tell you about the bud and all about it. And two other buds, and we'll break them down, and we'll look at them in focus. You can see, focus in a little better. There we go. Focusing in. Look at that. Let me go a little better. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, right there. Now let's zoom in and just look at that. Would you just look at it? Son of a bitch. That looks nice. Anyway. All right. There we go. And I don't know what's up with the freaky mic, but it just will not work right. It's a software problem, evidently. And cat hair, maybe. Maybe that's the blame. Let's see what's going on in the chat room again this morning on 177.6 on your freedom of speech dial. That's right. Winston, what'd it be like? Is it a Labor Day? Is it? No way. Let me see what I got over here. You say Labor Day? Nice. What the fuck is that? Alright. That's not what I was looking for. Cool though. Tasty. Yeah. I see a face on the right. Over here. It's an optical delusion. I'm glad you asked about that. Let's start with some of that before we get in the news. A little light stuff. You see the little dudes kind of falling over here, but they're not really falling. So let's check out some pictures here. I believe this is one of them. Is it this one? Are you afraid of the virus? Look at that. Look how that lines up. Kind of with the human face. Weird, huh? Anyway, that's not what I wanted to look at. What the hell's going on here? The hell? I don't see that one. I'll add one. So I got several I want to show you. Optical delusions. Here, we'll start with this one. Where did it go? It didn't show up. Well, we're getting off to a stoner start. Anyway, let's look at this one. Maybe this one will show up. Yeah, here we go. Now we're in business. Optical delusions. It's like, the news. It's never what it appears to be, really, because those people aren't falling right there. They just look like they are. Right? They just look like they're falling. They're not really. They're stuck in suspended animation. Just like the news cycle. Anyway, let's change that up. Look at a different one. We got a couple here. Optical delusions. Now, are those balls spinning in reverse? And then going back? Every time you look back and forth? Doesn't that make you crazy? Look at the red dot. Look at the yellow dot. Which way are the wheels turning? Huh? You tell me. It is rad. It's fucking awesome. Which way? Yeah, flicker rates. That's how you really mess with someone. Here, look at this one. Stare at that red dot. Just stare at the red dot. And watch your mind trick you. See? We'll do it again. One more time. Because it's really easy to manipulate what you see and hear. Now keep your eye on the red dot. And tell me if you didn't just see a bunch of color that didn't exist because your mind expected to see it. That's how, deception works. This one's pretty good here, too. Now, which way is it spinning? Can't tell? Because it's an optical illusion or delusion, whichever one you want to believe. Actually, it's not turning at all. The pixels are just lighting up back and forth. Because it's a slightly transparent image for your mind, it allows you to perceive either direction. Ain't that cool? See what you guys think about it in the chat. I'd like to thank all four of you for showing up to 4:20 in the morning wake and bake. Just kidding. Excuse me. Anyway, let's look at a different one. Let's see here. This one's pretty good. I like this one. Same effect. Which way is it turning? You tell me. Right or left? And these are all simple examples of how you can get manipulated pretty easily. Sometimes without you even knowing it. Now, your mind wants to see things that aren't really there. Because your mind expects to see it. You can be programmed to see things that aren't there. It happens all the time. Especially if you watch mainstream media. Like for realio.
That's why you should listen to 420 TV. So you don't get illusioned or delusioned.
I don't know. Delusioned. On Sunday, Monster Truck Rally. Sunday. Yeah. Anyway, sights and sounds They like, you know, to manipulate you with certain frequencies, you know? It's like it's at their church that you're at. Thank you for coming. No, but you like the delusion. It's the delusion that's not really there. And, you know, this has been going on for a long time. People have known about it. There's an old wheel. It kind of gives a cartoon when you spin. And this thing has been evolving for a long time until your whole mind can get manipulated. That easy. It is trippy stuff, though. Let's see here, like this one. See, and if you saw the show with David Dubine, I was talking about how you could broadcast different things at the same time and people wouldn't even know about it. Like, they wouldn't even know if the whole time you were being hypnotized, if that was just going right along at the same time as my other broadcast, because in fact it was the whole time, over each of those images. But anyway, let's get on to the news. I'll see if I can find my, yeah. See, like this guy, he's fucking super delusional. This ass hat right here. Let's check him out.
On Afghanistan evacuees all week. The refugees are coming. The refugees are coming.
Former intel that are telling me people that are being brought in here, there is a significant percentage that are future Boston Marathon bombers because they're not doing adequate vetting.
Over on Fox, human manure spreader Tucker Carlson has floated yet another race-baiting conspiracy theory that tens of thousands of Afghan refugees are being welcomed into this country in order to change the outcome of future elections.
Many of whom will now be moved into neighborhoods around the United States and stay permanently. They didn't seem to encounter any problems in doing this. Thanks to meticulous and thoughtful planning, Operation Change America Forever came off precisely according to plan. It worked flawlessly.
Did he say Operation Change America Forever? I think change is already in the air. We had an insurrection nearly 8 months ago, an insurrection that, let's face it, hasn't really ended, in part because you have Republican members of Congress using this kind of rhetoric.
If our election systems continue to be rigged and continue to be stolen, then it's going to lead to one place, and it's bloodshed. And I will tell you, as much as I'm willing to defend our liberty at all costs, there's nothing that I would dread doing more than having to pick up arms against a fellow American.
The threatening language does not end there. In response to the January 6th committee requesting the phone records of lawmakers, some of whom may have been in touch with the insurrectionists, House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy released a statement.
All right, let's see here. Just wanted to point out a couple of things. You notice how the guy started saying that the right was saying that there might be a Boston bombing at the same time as all of the media heads are, you know, pretty much saying, oh, we're going to have another 9/11 at the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Is it September? I think it is. And then also, did you notice how he said there was an insurrection and showed video that's already come out that those were a few leftist groups there that were actually breaking the windows. A lot of them have been identified. All of the supposed insurrectionists have been charged with, like, you know, trespassing and obstruction, all these BS charges. Not one of them charged with insurrection because there was none. You see how these delusions, they have both sides of it, and they both agree on the same delusional things, if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. And you know what's funny is I saw this other headline the other day. Let me see if I can find it. That was saying making the vaccine was like landing a human on the moon. Can you believe that? I shit you not. All right, let me see if I can find it. Harder than landing a man on the moon. Should have had that one out. Yeah, here we go. I shit you not. I shit you not. Look, it's an oral history of Oxford AstraZeneca making a vaccine in a year is like landing a human on the moon. It has shipped more than 1 billion doses, saved countless lives, and faced controversy over its safety and supply. Really? There's a controversy? Oh, no way. I just wanted you to let that soak in there, though, the title. Because they know that they're going to be playing with a certain group of people that don't think we landed on the moon, and then they can associate those people with the people that don't agree with this story. Isn't that Bill Gates right there? I think that's Bill Gates right there. I don't know if it is. Looks like him. I mean, his wife. You know what I mean. Anyway, let's go back over here. Look, I covered this on Mini Ice Age Conversations, but you see a lot of articles right now talking about supply chain and supply and demand shortages. But Amazon says the answer is just to recruit potheads, pot smokers. You know, I'm not talking bad about pot smokers, obviously, but do you think these people really think that this is going to increase delivery, on-time shipments, and other things? I don't think so. Come on now. They're just playing with you. Here, if you guys watched on the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Willie Soon, man, was that a great show? If you haven't watched that, you should go over there to the OPR and watch his interview with Willie Soon. It was awesome. And here's the, I'm going to put this in the chat. Here's a whole list of scientific papers that are like open for anybody to read, to criticize or whatever you want to do with it. Let me find the chat. Here we go. Blasphemous Buddha. All right, anyway, so this is cool. I just put the link right there in the chat. So if you watch it later, look at the chat, copy the link. Use your nugget. Use your nugget. Anyway, check this shit out. So, I never can say her name. Ghislaine. I mean, think about this. Maxwell. She's Ghislaine. I mean, I've known you guys. You guys have thought about this before. It's Ghislaine. I mean, come on. I don't even have to say. But anyway, Ghislaine, prosecutors ordered to disclose the names of her alleged sex abuse co-conspirators. And I know YouTube doesn't like this website, so we'll just flip over here to Sputnik and close this Ghislaine and open up this Ghislaine. See? Look. It's this Epstein guy, his girlfriend, and all of their friends in high places. You know what I'm talking about. So, did you guys see this wing plane? It's not that much of a mystery. This is either an American, a Russian, or a Chinese stealth bomber. Pretty obvious. Those look like wings. This might be some Chinese shit. Looks like it could be even a drone, jet-powered drone. Who knows? It's just some kind of wing-shaped craft. And, you know, it looks a lot like the stories of early 40s UFOs, the description of them. Matter of fact, the original story where they coined the name UFO or flying saucer, flying saucer, the way he actually described these craft looked more like this, but without the contrail. Pretty trippy. So, I'm sure you've read a lot of articles about ivermectin. And if you did any research, you found out they were hoaxes. Sorry, I had to throw a cat. They were all hoaxes. Every one I've looked in so far, New Mexico, there was one in New York. They're hoaxes. Get rid of this thing. Jeez. What the hell? Anyway, the hospital where this guy supposedly worked that was talking about this guy that supposedly, you know, these people that are going in with overdoses. It's not really happening. It's nonsense. Matter of fact, there wasn't even these happening in Oklahoma. And I shared on Facebook kind of the medical industry for the local area when they made a comment and said it was all nonsense. New stealth drone. Yeah. Mark of the Vicar. Here you go. You need a wrench. You're naked. But yeah, anyway. Fake stories. Delusions. Optical delusions. And you remember, I was making light in the middle of the Mayak. I kind of interrupted it with the live feed and tried to talk about this. The guy that was on a terror watch list, the police were watching the guy. So, you know, they banned all the guns in New Zealand. Give them up. Bright idea, right? What do you do when a guy goes to the supermarket, grabs a knife, and stabs 6 people when the police are watching him because he's on a terror watch list and they know he's connected to ISIS. So what do? They respond by, just like I, you know, postulated or theorized or, you know, whatever. You just ban the knives. Fuck it. Stop selling the knives. That's obviously the smart idea, right? And then you can ban table legs, forks, sporks, pocket knives, all of that good shit. You know, let me turn this down. Sounds kind of loud. Anyway, so, stupidest shit ever. Are you guys, like, awake now? You guys are, like, totally locked down, dependent on the rest of the world to eat. You have no guns. The world's elite is moving near you in their little armored redoubts and bunkers with their security teams of armed military guards. But you can't even have a knife because some guy from a different country was imported to help make authoritarian laws. Or am I too far-fetched? Is that not what's going on in New Zealand? But anyway, no more knives for you, you dumb fucks. You can't even be you know, trusted with knives. Your government says you're bad. And I bet if you live there and you said what I just said, if you even read this name right here, I might not be able to say it on YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, Islamist extremist, according to the article from Reuters. Right here. You know, first, they took the guns. Now, they took the knives. How are you going to fight off the fucking zombie hordes? 7 minutes to 4:20 in the Central Time Zone in America. Right now. Cheers. In 7 more minutes. And at 7 minutes, we'll check out some buds if somebody reminds me. So, a lot of people were asking me who was the guy in the video clip or in the audio clip of the song I mixed on the Mayak. Well, his name is Dr. Sean Brooks, and I'm not going to play the video because I'll get in trouble. But anyway, this is him. This is who you're looking for. And I'm going to put the link right in the chat room. Right there. So look for it. Boom. There it is. You can watch the thing in full with no edits yourself. And, you know, there you go. Freedom of speech. Freedom to watch and listen to what you want. Except for that one guy who got thrown in jail. Anyway, meet Altos Labs, Silicon Valley's latest wild bet on living forever. Founders of deep-pocketed new rejuvenation startup are said to include Jeff Bezos and Yuri Milner. Isn't that nice? They want to live forever. And fuck you. You fucking commoner. You peasant. Shut up. Get your shot. Get in your hole. These technologies, if they even did release them to the public, would be so fucking expensive that nobody normal is going to take them. Your best bet is grow food, grow greens, know what you're growing, eat some good shit, and maybe you'll survive the upcoming change in civilization. Change in civilization. All right. Besides, they don't need you pesky people anyway. Right? They don't need you people. You can just have Bezos's living forever. Fuck you. They got robots. Automation booms after COVID since everybody's staying home, right? Nobody's working. Nobody's paying their bills. Nobody's paying their mortgages. Nobody's growing the food. Nobody's delivering the food. Nobody's making shit. Am I going too far here? I don't know. Ask for roast beef sandwich at Arby's drive-thru in east of Los Angeles. And you may be talking to Tori, an artificial intelligent voice assistant that will take your order and send it to the line cooks. How about that? Isn't that wonderful? That's wonderful. Let's see. Roast beef. Yes. Let me see here. Let me do this right. Hello. Yeah. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Let's get this right.
Yes. Can I get 3 roast beef sandwiches and one of those those aspartame drinks you got? The diet one. Coke, orange, whatever. Just make sure there's extra aspartame in there. You know? I like the aspartame drinks. And can I get some mayonnaise and some ketchup so I can drizzle it all over my GMO Arby's roast beef sandwich? Yummy. And then, did you get that? Hello? Did you get my order? Hello? Did you get my order? Yes. Your roast beef will be coming up shortly. Please scan your ID card so we can check the status of your vaccination and your social credit score. Thank you for shopping at Arby's.
I think it might be something like that. I don't know. You just pull up, you know, they want all your information so you can get some fucking Arby's. It's horrible. Horrible is what it is. Let's see here. Let me check in on you guys in the chat and see what's up. Some human something DNA in my burger is so tasty. It's the adrenochrome burger. Yeah, exactly. You're a scientist, Al Gore. What do you think about robot cut, grown in a lab, roast beef from your local Arby's in Los Angeles? Is it 4:20 yet? In 2 minutes. All right. Anyway, this poor story, or poor girl. Anyway, she got smacked, beat up. She went in convulsions while she was standing up and lost her life in this boxing match. And, you know, I was just wondering, do you think she got, you know, some blood clots? Being 18 years old? You know, what's her medical history? Maybe she tried some new experimentation lately. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. I'm just saying. It says she died from her injuries sustained at a fight with Maria Pierre. I can't say it. Don't fucking judge me. On Saturday night at the IGA Stadium. She got knocked the fuck out and died. She had convulsions. And I'm just wondering, maybe she tried some new medication lately. I don't know. Just wondering. But anyway, why China's Bitcoin miners are moving to Texas. Now, this is a big old article. It's deep. It talks about cryptocurrency and how the markets work and all that stuff. But I'm going to boil it down for you. They're moving to fucking Texas because they can't make money in communist China. The end. But they're not going to just come right out and say that in this BBC News article. No, they're going to give China the benefit of the doubt. But in reality, it's because these people can't make money in fucking China because it's a communist hellhole where they fucking have concentration camps. Oh, excuse me. Was I not allowed to say that? On Google-owned YouTube. I don't know if I checked with the Ministry of Truth first before talking bad about the Chinese Communist Party. Bosses turn to tattleware to keep tabs on employees working from home. That's right, they're spying on you in your fucking house, just like in China. You might as well be in China. I think China took over. And if they didn't, we're copying them. Bosses turn to tattleware. That's right. Now you're going to have your neighbors, the government, your phone company, your phone, your boss, and, you know, everything. Everybody spying on you. It's great. It's like, you know, what was that? East Germany? Oh, yeah. Or 1930s Germany, you know? Whoa. Smartwatches to track your health. But don't worry about that. They're going to keep track of your fucking toilets too. And your shit. The government and the robots, they want to keep track of everything. You guys don't believe me. People think I'm a conspiracy theorist when I point out all these technologies in combination are spying on every fucking thing. Every keystroke, every time you're on camera, every time you're on a phone, every time you're on a tablet, every time you walk in front of a CCTV camera, every time you go to a store, and every time you take a shit. And at least in the future they want. It is now 4:22. You guys didn't remind me. No, Blasphemous Buddha did. Sweet. Let's go to the pot cam. Let's go check it out. Right here. We're going to switch buds. Wrong button. Wrong thing. Where'd we go? Here we are. Pot cam. Let me zoom out a little bit, though. Ooh. There we go. Let me just zoom out a little bit so we can look at the bud a little bit better. So, like I said, this is a nice, juicy Glassworks bud. It is a indica, I believe. Or this might be a hybrid. No, this one's a hybrid. It's called A Glassworks. And it goes from about 17 to 25% THC. So a really good buzz. It's kind of funky tasting, but it does, you know, get you high really fast. It doesn't last as long as other buds. So I'm going to give it a minus on stamina. But on its tastiness and getting high fast, pretty good. All right, let's switch up to another bud here. Put this up and pull this out. Get that into focus. And this one is called Hellfire. And it is, man. It gets you pretty frucked up. And as you can see right in there, oh yeah, look at that. Let me make sure it's focused right. Oh, I think that's as good as I'm going to get right there. And I'll zoom in. Look at those. Look at that. That's juicy right there. And this one's called Hell's Fire. And this is an indica. 22% THC, 22 to 27, depending on which batch. No CBDs, or at least none listed. This gets you pretty high for quite some time, like for hours. And this is sit in the couch weed. It says it's not that strong, but it really hits you. It has a good hard buzz. Let me see what you guys saying in the chat room. Ganja from Mars. Yeah. And yeah, this is the Bud Cam on 420 TV right here. Memberberry. Member. 25% indica dominant. Hybrid. Got trichromes all over it. That's what you want, right? So I'm a newbie. So all my stuff I grew this time, I'm not really sure how to get it when it's just right off the plant. But this stuff, I didn't grow this. It's from the dispensary. I'm just doing a review on it. So I'm going to say that this is pretty fire. Even though it has a low listed THC level. I smoked this strain before, and it was listed higher when I smoked it in Colorado. And it does have a long, potent buzz. Let me show you this from this way. All right, let me mess with the focus here. Oh, I did it the wrong way. We got a cat up here. But anyway, look at all that frostiness on there. It's delicious. Delicious frostiness. Yeah, there it is. Better zoomed in there. Let me zoom it in. Yeah, look at that. Nice. I'm going to give this an A+ for this strain. Long, high, pretty good, intense bud with good legs. All right, so let's get that out of the way. And look at my little corn. This isn't bud. Look at my little corn that I got off like a 1-foot corn plant. That it kind of failed, but not really. If you think about it this way, I turned 1 seed into 20 seeds. You see? Even on this little plant. And these are all orange. Look, they all look like that. Painted mountain corn. I can't wait to get the bigger ears. Anyway. Here we go. Last bud for this episode. Get it in the right spot there. I see a little hair. Ooh, a cat hair. There it is. Anyway. So this strain is called Straw Dog. And it's 18 to 25% THC depending on the batch. And it has a 0.09 CBD. I don't know which cannabinoid it is that's in there because they don't really tell you. But this is pretty good wake and bake stuff right here. It's a sativa. And if the cat will leave it alone, it has quite a potent energy buzz. So you just want to work. You just want to go do stuff like outside. It makes you really want to work. You stupid cat, you better leave it alone. I got a cat eyeball in it. So yeah, look at that. Nice. This one's called Straw Dog. The sativa. Pretty good. So we'll look at them again in a minute. If you guys missed it, we'll put this Glassworks back up here. And you can see why they call that one Glassworks. All right. Nice bud. There it is. All right. So let's get back to the news and see what's going on. You're watching 420 TV. And they're tracking every single thing you do. No, you're not just high. You're not just stoned. They really are tracking you. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean you're wrong. And this story is kind of sad. Some comedians got fucked up. They got fucked up and died on cocaine. This guy, comedian, and his friend, down here somewhere, I forgot. Maybe it was up. Anyway, cocaine is a powerful drug. Don't do it. Don't do it. People think they're immortal. They're not. This guy got fucked up and basically they killed themselves on cocaine. Cocaine-laced fentanyl overdose. So they were up, they were down, they were all around, and now they're dead. Don't do it, kids. And then again, delusions. This guy spouting off Boston bombings and 9/11 and insurrections. Get real. Get real. A lot of delusions out there, you know, because things are hard to do, like landing a guy on the moon or that other thing. I don't know. You think they're playing with people right here? Because they know some people don't believe everything they read or watch. So, you know, some people right here, these guys, don't believe that. And you can make them look nuts. And then this comes along and the same people don't believe that. Then you can lump them all together. You fucking loons. These are all crazy fucks. Anyway, let's get to the other news here. So, all of the major religions are telling you that you need to convert, to bend a knee and take things you don't believe in, or do things you don't believe in. So there is no such thing as bioethics when people like Fauci say that you have to give up your freedom to be like everybody else. And don't use any decision making or critical thinking ever. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. Look, this is a trippy article here that says this enzyme that's just like snake venom, right? Where is it found? I'm not going to say where it's found. So think about this chimera type action going on, right? So you want to inject things that are just like this right in you? Do you? Is that what you're about? Is that how it's going down? Let me see here. I'm going to end this one. I can see the chat. Yeah, so what do you think about this? So, does the enzyme raise the chance of this deadly disease, allegedly? Researchers discover an enzyme that is genetically related to a key enzyme in snake venom and And it was also found in the beep beep fatalities in doses 20 times the safe amount. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just take it forever. You want it. You win. Anyway, let's check this out. So the idea comes up over and over. Should you trust, because a lot of these people, first responders, cops, nurses, doctors, etc., they're heroes. So whenever you actually get to see what's going on and what's going down and how they really act when no one's looking, you might see a different picture than the optical delusion that you normally see on the news. But anyway, let's check out this story right here in New Mexico, in Farmington.
Could you imagine your grandmother, somebody who means a lot to you, being left abandoned on the street for hours overnight in the rain? A Farmington man says he captured that moment that you saw there. A hospital security guard escorted an elderly woman in a wheelchair off hospital property and left her by herself on a curb. Diana Castillo looked into how in the world this happened.
So just so you know, this is what Farmington San Juan Regional Hospital does to their elderly.
Dakota Wooden recorded this video yesterday. He was at the hospital to get care himself and initially saw the woman in the lobby.
This elderly woman was already sitting in the waiting room, and she was begging him for help, asking him if they would take her back or to please call her son. I don't know how many times she asked him just to call her son to come get her. And they did nothing. They basically ignored her.
Dakota says after some time, he and his fiancée made their way outside. That's when he saw the security guard wheel the woman out of the emergency room.
All the way across the street, down here on the sidewalk, park her right here and just walk away. He didn't even take a second look back at her.
And that is when he recorded the video.
Look, there he goes as he's walking away.
Dakota says the woman is paralyzed on one side. He says they gave her some money and called a cab for her. Farmington police say they checked on the woman multiple times and even called her son, but left her there after they found that she was in no direct danger. Dakota posted this video online.
It goes against everything they do as healthcare workers and medical personnel to park somebody out here and leave them like that. That goes against every medical oath I've ever heard of. And it's very, very heartbreaking.
We reached out to the hospital for comment, and they said they don't want to violate any patient privacy and confidentiality, but say they are committed to treating all patients who need medical care. But some people who work nearby told us this is not the first time they've seen patients left out there by themselves. As for the woman, she was found in the same area this morning, wet from last night's rain, crying and yelling for help. Staff from the Mental Wellness Resource Center cleaned her up and found her.
And that's messed up. Totally fucked up. And they don't want to. The reason the cops don't mess with her is because they're supposed to take care of her. They need to take her to a mental institution if that's her problem. If she's homeless, she needs to go to a homeless shelter. But no, we'll just leave her on the fucking street because we care so much. At least she was wearing her mask, and I'm sure she was vaccinated. So, get those numbers up. Other than that, they don't give a fuck what you're doing. Dying on the sidewalk. But they're heroes. Fucking heroes. Anyway, North America. Spiders. They're coming out. Don't freak out. Don't be weird. They're just spiders. And all the males come out this time of year. They leave their webs. They leave their holes. And they try to go get some lady spider. It's that time of the year. They want it. Oh shit, what's this? Look, auto play an asshole. Friendly whale shit. Anyway, don't freak out about the spiders. They're just doing their thing. They're trying to get their hump on. A school ordered a student to quarantine. His dad and two men confronted the principal with zip ties, officials say. Now, I don't know if this really happened or didn't happen because, sometimes the compost has fake stories. I'm just going to say it. They've been busted in the past. You can find out. Just like the ivermectin story from Rolling Stones turns out to be hoax. I don't know. This sounds an awful like their narrative for January 6th. And it seems to me, with all the people going to the school board meetings, that they're getting really nervous that the average schmo is waking up to the tyranny that they waited so long to notice about. Anyway, so they're going to make it between the new, way we're dealing with pandemic and the way the regular American or citizen of the world is getting upset with the way things are being done. They're not going to be able to go, have grievance to their government because they won't be able to get in. They won't be able to go into the school board meetings. You can't even go near the school to get your kid out in an emergency, or you'll get charged with all kinds of crimes, kidnapping, etc. Don't do it. Don't send your kids to these indoctrination centers. There has to be a better way to educate them. And then you won't have to possibly actually get into a real situation where you have to defend your children against the state or vice versa. You don't want to be involved in any of that shit. But I have a sneaky suspicion that this is more of the ivermectin January 6th type story. That's my gut feeling. I don't know. They reported it at the compost. So I don't know. I don't trust any of them. You can pick it left or right, from Alex Jones to CNN. They all have little agendas and they leave out little truths. They all do it. It's just, you got to pick up on that shit yourself, because nothing is as it sees or as it seems as you see it, because it's an optical delusion. All of it. Syrian defense shoots down Israeli missiles over Damascus. Okay. I don't care, honestly. Just don't care anymore. I mean, they want to let the world government set all of these countries into an inevitable Armageddon-style Abrahamic religion apocalypse. Self-fulfilling prophecy, in my opinion. And that's what their goal is. And then you'll know it when you see it, obviously. So this guy says, well, they don't even have any plans to get abandoned Americans out of Afghanistan. But don't worry, plenty of Afghanistan people are moving here. And it turns out a lot of them have child brides. So you can think what you want about that, but just look it up. Look it up, find out who's coming, and you'll find out that it's the same old type of people that get pulled into the country. Is that bigoted? To notice things? To notice that someone has a child bride, which makes them, in my opinion, a pedophile. I'm just going to say it. That's the best way to say it. Truthfully, honestly, factually. Anyway, off to another subject. The best magnifying glass for trichromes in 2020. Is it the best one for 2021? I don't know. But anyway, it's a pretty cool little doodad. My camera's got a macro lens on it, so I can just look up close and check it out. But these are cool. You can go take these outside and look at the buds. Now, supposedly Diamond is going to show me or tell me how to pick buds at just the right time. So we'll see how that goes. Boom. 21,000% increase in unvaccinated sperm payments. 21,000% increase on unvaccinated sperm payments. It's the new white gold. Excuse me. Forget about Bitcoin. The real money is in vaccinated sperm. Now, who knew that I would have white gold in my crotch right now? Got tons of it. I need to get rid of it. Evidently, it's worth something. Are these customers educated on the science? Our customers are from the highest educated demographic. In fact, our first customers were the very first scientists and manufacturers paid to formulate the beep jabs. They understand the human tests were skipped before rushing to the market. The various concoctions referred as beep. Yeah, because I can't say that. I don't want to say that anyway. Is there anything else contributing to increased demand? You know why they want it. You know exactly why they want it, because it's not fucked up. They even used it in some of the formulations of this. Now, why would they do that? Why would they want to know what happens from these to this? Could it be connected to fertility? Might want to ask yourself, why is it the new white gold? Right there. I didn't make this shit up. U.S. citizens and Afghans wait for evacuation flights from the country's north. But we left all our dogs hanging. We left Americans hanging. We left people loyal to Americans hanging. We left all those girls that we told to go to school for 20 years that became women who now have girls that wanted to go to school and not cover themselves up with a beep mask. But it's a pandemic, so I guess it's okay that they all cover up, right? Taliban is hunting Americans, says California mom to be left behind in Afghanistan. Let's watch this.
We are stranding Americans in Afghanistan. I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded. They are not.
Is the White House's official position on what's happening in Afghanistan right now?
I'm just calling you out for saying that we are stranding Americans in Afghanistan.
We believe there are still a small number of Americans, under 200, and likely closer to 100, who remain in Afghanistan and want to leave.
Americans should understand that we're going to try to get it done before August 31st.
But if we don't, the troops will stay.
If we don't, we'll determine at the time who's left.
The Biden administration breaking those promises to not leave Americans behind as the last U.S. troops officially depart from Afghanistan. But our next guest is not giving up on his fight to bring trapped citizens back to America, including a pregnant woman that's trying to escape with her husband and her father. She claims the Taliban is blocking her.
Oh, that's all propaganda. Biden loves Americans. He'd never leave people behind. That's not real. All those dogs didn't really get left. $85 billion worth of weapons didn't get transferred. Benghazi didn't transfer a bunch of missiles over into Syria. Don't worry about it. Go to sleep. Shut the fuck up. Wear your mask. Get a vax. But your sperm will be worthless. No, and I'm not giving any medical advice. I mean, literally, the sperm donors won't buy it. But, you know, if you haven't got the vax, you can just go fucking, you know, pork the whale. Spank the lizard. Fill up the little mayonnaise jar for 21,000% increase in payment for just a little jizz. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? I did. For scientists, the path to beep endgame remains uncertain. Well, we all knew that. But I think it is certain. I think they have a specific agenda, and it ain't the one you're hearing about. Or at least not from everybody. But they admit themselves, you know, that they don't have a fucking plan for what's been released upon man. And if they do have a plan, it probably won't be benefit for you. Instead, it'll be a prescription that evidently you're going to fill for the rest of your life. Don't worry about it. You'll have to go to, it'll be like your herpes medicine or your, whatever you got to take for your outbreaks, you know, for those people. Oh my God. Yeah, but anyway, so Israel is planning to administer fourth COVID shot, which could be adjusted to fight new variants as country battles wave of infections despite hugely successful vaccine rollout. And, you know, you keep hearing these stories about all these people that haven't done this, spreading everything, but then you find out that the CDC counts people that have had 2 shots within the last 2 weeks as people that haven't had any. And they do that in every column that they count. So sick, infected, dead, whatever. The ones that say one of these, the people that they say don't have one, actually took a couple of them already. How about that? But that's weird. They don't tell you that. Oh my God. Facebook mistakenly labels black men primates. This is fucked up. This is some racist shit. Facebook on Friday said it disabled its topic recommendation feature after it mistook black men for primates in video at social network. So evidently, people that were interested in primates, monkeys, apes, humans, I guess, it gives them other videos. It gives them videos of white men calling cops on black men at Marina. Why would they do that? Why would Facebook accidentally list black people as primates and then send videos to people that are interested in primates, a bunch of videos of black people? Do you think it's so that they can perpetrate a narrative of racism? Or do you think it's because they're totally against racism, but they're the ones that do this shit? Why do they do it? So it's out there. So you had to see it. So you had to know about it. So people had to get offended. And other people, you know, notice it. They complain about it. Oh, oops. We're sorry. We didn't mean to do that. We don't mean to stir up shit. We don't mean to start shit. We don't mean to subliminally fuck with you. We don't mean to give you delusions. Illusions. Anyway, Wildlife Red List, a grim tally of extinction threat. I think humans are on here. I don't know. Let's go. Let's look. Lion. People keep killing them. They keep getting diseases. Yeah. Are they going to show us some more? The giraffe. Is it all African animals? No, they're everywhere. But don't worry about it. Worry about CO2. That's what you need to worry about. Don't worry about genetic pollution. Don't worry about deforestation. Don't worry about chemical pollution. Don't worry about real world problems. Worry about CO2. That'll help you. Because we're going to the 6th mass extinction. But I think what they're really talking about is the free human being is the one that they should be on number 1 on here. But it's not. Police search for 17 cars stolen from Brooklyn Park dealership, but they don't put on here is they were all masked. Why should everybody wear masks? I don't know. I guess so they can steal shit all the time. Look, surveillance video shows 3 masked men entered a service area at the Luther Brookdale Dodge late Saturday night, taking 5 vehicles. But that was just the beginning. It started Saturday night and they broke into business starting taking vehicles with thinking only about 5 left Saturday night. They just took them all. This is massive insurance fraud is what it is. They all got stolen. They'll all get resold. And the dealership gets paid for everything. And because of masks, no one knows who did it. The Drudge Report. Look, scientists, they don't have any idea of the end game. So they say. Rolling Stone issues update after horse dewormer hit piece debunked. As I was saying on here, all of these stories from New Mexico to New York were fake. They were fake. They're bullshit stories. They just made it up. And then they got busted when the Oklahoma medical industry, or I forgot what it's called, but anyway, they said straight up, no, But you got people like Mad Cow still pushing fake narratives. Delusions. Illusions. Optical delusions? Anyway, let's read the statement right here that they gave. Although Dr. Jason McEary, L-Yay, I don't know, whatever this fucking guy's name is, the guy that said there was a bunch of problems, anyway, and they copy and pasted this story and just posted it everywhere. So it's completely fake. And, you know, for months on the MIAC, me and David Dubine were talking about ivermectin. And we kind of said, you know, it's gonna disappear. It's gonna be hard to get. And then all of a sudden, the vilification campaign happens. And as you guys know, some pretty well-known people have treated themselves of all kinds of different things with this particular medicine, according to the CDC, because they were prescribing it to every migrant coming from Southeast Asia, the Middle East, or Africa since 2018. How about that? Anyway, although this guy is not an employee of the NHS Sequoia, he is affiliated with the medical staffing group that provides coverage for our emergency room. With that said, Dr. McElya, or Elya, I don't know, has not worked at the Sallisaw location in over 2 months. And, yeah. He doesn't work there. He's full of shit. NHS Sequoia has not treated any, right here, patients due to complications related to taking ivermectin. This includes not treating any patients for ivermectin overdoses. It's a fake story. The whole thing was fake. The whole fucking thing. It's a delusion. Anyway. And they didn't have a bunch of gunshot victims either. That was another trigger fake story. Delusion. Nearly a week without power. Now that's a real story. What are you guys going to do when the entire fucking grid goes down? The whole thing. The whole worldwide grid. Or does it matter that the world does it? Maybe just you and your area does it. Like New Orleans. You know, after Katrina and all of this shit, I don't know why anyone would ever want to live here. I would visit when there's no hurricane coming. I mean, Jesus. No power. But just think about how everything you own could be taken away from you in a second. Right here. Look at that. They thought they were cool on their oceanfront property. But don't worry. They're insured. Insurance rates will go up for everybody, and they'll build right here again. They'll just build it right there again. If it plays. It doesn't want to play. The endless circle. There it goes. It's fucking horrible. But a lot of that stuff built on stilts, so it wouldn't get flood damage. But they ain't hurricane proof. And don't you wonder why they haven't started building, you know, domes that can protect them from that? they're just going to build the same style house there again. It's all a delusion of safety. As flood alerts lit up phones, did warning fatigue set in? Which is a good question. With them constantly telling you that there's an emergency, that there's a boogeyman. There's white supremacists under every rock, Nazis. There's COVID. Over and over, there's COVID. There's just COVID. War. Racism. I mean, they really don't even have too many topics anymore to fuck with people's emotions about. Stop listening to these people. They're all full of shit. Look at them. But it is a good question. Was it fatigue? Nobody listened. We get tired of listening to warnings from people that aren't always so truthful. Australia, testing Orwellian facial recognition coronavirus tracking app. Wow. You know, the free world just ain't that free anymore. All the countries that you think about used to be free. All the countries I used to want to visit. I don't want to go there now. I don't want to deal with where's your papers. I don't want to deal with that shit. We fought supposedly in an optical delusion a world war about not being under the thumb of the papers, please people. But that was all full of shit too. They had their own reasons. They wanted to build a one world government. Australia traded away too much liberty. How long can a democracy maintain emergency restrictions and still call itself a free country? I don't know how long. But America and most of the Western world can ask the same question, along with the entire world, actually. And I want to point this out again. When in your entire life has every country, every governmental institution, and every group that's supposedly authoritative or big or represents a lot of people all agreed on the same thing? Let me tell you, not never has that happened. But they did for this beep and the get your beep, all of that stuff. They did it. And there's people so naive that they really think they're helping the greater good with stuff like this. Craziness. Researchers infect volunteers with beep, hoping to conquer the beep. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. These people volunteered. But didn't everyone around the world participating in this actually, volunteer to be researched? I mean, how much can you say? Can't you say? Texas ban may spur teleabortions? I shit you not. These people are trying to kill their kids, and there's a 21,000 increase on jizz that makes kids. So I guess all those unvaccinated guys can go jerk off, make a lot of money, and never make any kids. Because, they'll get teleported. Teleported? I mean, who makes up these fucking names? Teleported, virtual visits, and then pills. Because that's always the answer. Pills. I need my pill. We live in a technological age where if you made a boo-boo, you can go take care of it right away by yourself. There's plenty of ways to get this thing. I don't agree with it, but better to take care of a small little brush fire before it becomes an atomic bomb. Because if you wait, you know what's going to happen. It's not like people don't know what happens. We all know. And again, cocaine. It's a powerful drug. This guy fucking killed himself over it. Fentanyl lace, though. Cocaine drug overdose. It was powerful. Do you think he was like, show me some titties, bitch? I'm Rick James. Nope. He just died. So did this guy. You know what I wonder? Just like I wondered about the girl in Mexico that was in the boxing match that got knocked the fuck out and died, had a convulsion. What about these guys? You think they might have done some other drugs recently? You know, like, because they were in the Hollywood group and they probably, you know, might have been injecting themselves or getting someone else to inject them with new drugs, new kind of drugs. You know what I mean? You do. You guys know what I mean. But anyway, they died. Heart attack. Whatever. It's never going to end. It's never going to end. Because it's all optical delusions. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is ever what it seems anymore. It's all delusions. Just like these people right here. They're not really making any progress. Look at him. The guy's running, he's running, and these other people are trying to get somewhere. But really, they're all stuck in the same position because their information is not real. It's all optical delusions. Let me see. Where was the other good one I had? I had another cool one. This one kind of, you know, really hammers it in. How you can get manipulated so easily by things you expect to see, things you want to see, things that are being shown to you that you don't see. And I think you guys get my point. And they're doing this kind of shit constantly with media, news, all of it. It's not real. It's an optical delusion, and it's hard to figure out, you know, if it's coming out of a screen, is it real? You know, plants are real. You know, growing stuff's real. Nature's real. Your family's real. But what else is? And who cares? You need to take care of those things. All the things you can verify that's real and not a delusion in life, like family, like creation, growing stuff, nature, all of it. That's real. The rest of it is just an optical delusion of what your mind expects and what it hopes to see, it wants to see. And the problem with that is that there are influences making you expect to see things that aren't real in the first place. Because these circles are not moving. They look like they're moving, but they ain't moving. You just expect it. Sweet. That's all I got for 420 TV for this Wake and Bake. But one more time, we're going to check out the bud cam and go over these buds one more time. So, what you're looking at is Glassworks. And as you can see, it's got lots of trichromes. I think that's what you call those. Anyway, let's see here. Get my camera controls again. All right, here we go. Let's zoom in on there. Look at that deliciousness. And again, this bud is called Glassworks. It's got a 17 to 25% THC, depending on the batch. I believe that's right. Let me check. That's right. 17 to 25%, depending on the batch. It really gets you high fast. Pretty good. But it doesn't have legs. Like, it's like a 30-minute high, and then you're wanting another joint. So I'll be honest with that. So as far as the legs go, I'm going to give it a C. But it does get you really high first. So what I'm going to do real quick is mix that with this Hellfire. Let me get it in the right spot here so you can look at it. There we go. This Hellfire, which, oh, let me get it. Nice, right there. All right. So this Hellfire is great. It gets you high fast, strong. It's pretty potent. It is anywhere from 22 to 27, depending on the batch. It is a indica. And yeah, it has some good legs on it. So this is Hellfire. Let's zoom in on this one. And you can see there's some tasty action all over this one too. Actually, let me see if I can get some more light on the subject. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. Sweet. All right. And so I'm going to mix this right here. Hell's Fire with the little glass works so we can get really high, really fast, and it'll last a long time. But this is what I smoke in the morning lately. And this is Sativa Straw Dog. And it also has kind of a low THC. It's 18 to 25, depending on the batch. It's a sativa, and this one really lasts for a long time. This is another one with legs. I'm going to give it an A for legs. And it is pretty potent when you get high. You want to work. Lots of energy with this bud. Straw Dog. Let me check out the chat room here. Which one, Jerry? I mean, Gary. Sorry. Jerry. Yeah. Gary, which one? Okay, so let me do it again because I probably fucked it up. So this is a Sativa Straw Dog. Lots of energy. Lasts a while. Strong buzz. Pretty potent. Even though it has a low THC. This one is an indica. This is Hell's Fire. And it lasts. It has some legs. It gets you really high real fast. And it's got a lot of THC on there. You could tell. And that one. And this is Glassworks. And I believe this is a hybrid. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is a hybrid. 17 to 25% depending on the batch. So that's my review of Straw Dog. I'm gonna give it an A. An A. Straw Dog, Sativa. Good working bud. Smoke a joint of this. Work for hours. Really good. So I'm gonna mix this other two here so we could get a potent high and some legs. One more look at these, both of them. Okay. Nice. Deliciousness. Focus it in. There we go. Sweet. Anyway, like I said, that's all I got for the 420 TV news this morning. Hope you had good wake and bake. I think I'm going to have me a little shot off the old, thanks to Bill Sibley, Stoner Dad mug here. Pretty awesome. Just what you need for breakfast is that cream of weed. You know what I'm saying? Best part of waking up. Awesome, Bill. Thank you for this. And I'm almost done editing my 420. Oh, shit. 420 TV road trips. Shit. Woo. And We'll be playing that this week, where I go visit Bill Sibley, and he takes me to the New Mexico Los Lunas Decalogue Stone. It's the oldest 10 Commandments, I believe, written down on stone anyway. And we'll check that out. That ought to be cool. So peace out. It is now 4:20. Actually, it should be 4:20 right at the end of this broadcast, right here, Mountain High Time. Thanks for getting stoned with me on 420 TV. That's the time. At least for me. Partly cloudy. Anyway, peace out. Thanks for joining me this morning.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Load up on guns, bring your friends, fun to lose, and to pretend she's overborn, self-assured, no, a dirty word. What I do best and for this gift I feel blessed. A little group has always been, always will till the end. Just what it is, so yes, it makes me smile. I found it hard, was hard to find. Well, whatever, never mind. Here we are now, entertainers. Stupid. be back when it's all complete. The moment is medical. The moment is medical. Sipping on straight chlorine. Seed is a chemical. Seed is a chemical. When the leaf don't save my seed, I'll be back when it's all complete. The moment is medical. The moment is medical. Sipping on straight chlorine.